Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome to America Shutdown, or I should say America Reopening. It's really hard to say right now. As you know, many of us they are trying to open up, and but as we know right now, it's still shut down because there's a lot of people still not working, and they're trying to. But let's give you a current update. What was going on right now? As you can see right now, the totals have really increased. By the way, the worldwide, I'm getting a total here on that. Hope you guys doing good. Hope you have a um, you guys are surviving this whole thing. Currently, right now, the United States is at 814,000. So 814,000 would be 815,000 um, and 490. So we'll see the totals going up there. Earlier this morning, I saw it was about 788. So that shows you the totals are increasing on there. Let's see if I can get the charts on there going there. Um, as you can see, the worldwide on that charts there. That's currently charts on there. Yep, 814,000 on there, right? And Spain is number two on there. It's at 204, so that'll be close to 205 very shortly on there. Italy's at 83,000, so 184 shortly on that. Um, very shortly on that. So number three is Italy on that. Sorry, bad hair day. There's one thing's for sure, it's getting warm. So I don't know about you guys. So I don't know if that's a good sign or what. But usually some people say that the when things are getting hotter, that means the virus will die or whatever. So we'll see, right? Um, Germany's at I believe number four at 148,049 soon. United Kingdom, England is at 129,000, close to that. France is at 117,000. Turkey is at 95,000. Iran's at 84,000. China's at 82,000. It's kind of interesting because I saw this other chart. It was like 83,000, and that's probably the one in the left hand corner. So one's taken from Google Shots, the other one's taking it from the other um, site where it's telling you the condition on there. So Russia 2,000, Brazil's at 41,000, Belgium's at 40,000, Canada's at 38,000, Netherlands at 34,000, and then Switzerland at 27,000, and then Portugal is at 21,000. India is at 18,000, and then Peru, as you can see there, 17,000. Ireland's at 16,000, and Sweden's at 15,000. So we're getting pretty close on these numbers on there, calculating on those totals on there. So, but today is the Tuesday edition on there. So we'll keep you total on there. It looks like I have one thumbs up. Wonder why. But anyways, I apologize for the sound, and I hope you're getting some good chips on the sound on there. So, but I got a lot of stories covering up today, which is very interesting on there and stuff. One thing is there is the protest thing going on too. You guys hear about that? Pretty intense on there. A lot of people want to go to work, and I don't blame them, and people want to start working and stuff like that. So a lot of places are fighting. You got to wear these masks, like a lot of the restaurants. Actually, a lot of the was it the grocery stores now require that workers wear these things, and entering in wear these things. So you have to have them handy in there. I notice now it's like a lot of people have these designer ones and stuff. Are pretty cool, black and bandana and different colors. People are selling very cool on there and stuff. Going into designer ones and stuff. Are pretty cool. See anybody online. I know this is a weird time of day and stuff like that, so I apologize on there. So I was going to do it earlier, but I was going to do it last night, but I was tired and stuff like that. But anyways, as you can see, this is live. What's happening on these charts here? Um, this is a map. Actually, is taken on the live map from another site too, as well. So you can see live what's happening on there. So, and yeah, looks like the East Coast is getting hit very hard on there. So I don't know what's the deal on that, but it's they're getting pretty hit hard, pretty on there. Last time I think I mentioned to you guys in Maine that I had a contact in Maine that somebody was diagnosed with the the virus and that. So they're very sad on that. So a lot of nursing homes are being infected on there. Oh, this one here, Massachusetts. Looks like a lot of totals are happening in Massachusetts, 5,752. Um, Supposedly this is accurate in what's happening now, but we'll see on there. So that's pretty high down in Massachusetts as well. And let's see, Canada. This is a new total on there. It says 3 in Costco. A lot of Costco employees are getting hit. Um, so I've noticed that from the last time we were talking about, there was a Costco one as well on there. So interesting on there. So as you know, also the Florida opened up again, and so they're trying to manage on that. Um, so there's a lot of people out, but I believe there's a curfew now. I think on the beaches there. What you're looking here is South Carolina at 26 totals in passing away there. And so you can see that the actual what's going on here is like, oh, well, I just missed Tennessee. Darn. Fourth one there, patient on there that passed away there. And then Alabama, I just talked to someone in Alabama, so they're in quarantine as well. 644, there's deaths on there. So moving down to Carson, first one related there. And let's see here, 50 down in Texas, Lardo, Texas there. Going down here in Mexico, 316 on there. So, wow. Yeah, totals are going up here. But look at the charts and see what's blinking on there. So these are actual current and what's happening on there and stuff. Here, what you see here, this is the other side of the world. This is the UK, Netherlands and stuff. That's, as you can see, things heading there and stuff. So I don't know, man. A lot of things on there happening there and stuff. I want to see. Okay, California. Let's see here. This one. I don't know if this one popped up last time. It was another Costco member there. And then let's see here. Kern County, 230 cases. So these are actual new cases as I'm popping in there. These are new ones that are popping up. Let's see here. So in case you don't know, that's what's going on there. Let's see if I can push this one here. Nevada. Okay. Oh, you can see that there. Let's see here. Trying to go up there. Okay, Wyoming. Wow, 2 hit there. And then New Mexico, 495. Let's see here. Where is this one? Third avalanche player positive. Let's see, where's this one? Montana, 46. Go over here. Madison. This one looks like Madison County. I'm not sure. It's hard to say on this one here because it's cut off right there. Okay, Indiana. Wow. Okay. So for 107 new cases on there and 365 total there. So, anyways, going on as far as that, what's happening on there. Um, let's see here. I got some interesting pictures to show you. Oh, that's my logo there. Sorry. Okay, so what's kind of cool, which is kind of weird, is why these animals are being affected. This happened this week. Let's see if I can pull this one up here. Oh, can I get this up, huh? Okay, there it goes. So this article here, as you can see here, this happened not too long ago. Actually, let's say a couple days ago, another horse. This is two horses passed away in the racetrack, and I know there's on there. I read one earlier that said something about Santa Anita was there was like 30 of them that total that horses are passing away on there, and they're blaming the virus is causing this stuff. So I don't know. This is a new one here. It says two new horses down in Los Alamitos, which is near San Diego, California. This happened, and two of them passed away in that. So I don't know why it's affecting horses on there, but let me see if I can find that article here that tells you a little bit about it. I'll read it over here. It says two horses have passed away this week in Los Alamitos, and it says that they're still investigating. They believe that this is related to the virus epidemic that's happening there. They gave names on this one, Dasher and Carmine on there, and Foki. So then there's more of them that came up there. Also, if you Google Santa Anita racetrack, there's more that came up on there. Like I said, I looked at one not too long ago, and it was, I believe, what was it? It was, what was it? Sorry, my brain. Okay, so yeah, it was saying that there's waves of horses and they can't understand. Let me see if I get that shot here, this screenshot here, so you can see, so you'll know what I'm talking about here. Okay, yeah, there it goes. It says waves of horses um, being affected by this here. So um, interesting on that. I know we did a story about tigers and dogs and monkeys and stuff, but these are horses now that are being affected on there. Okay, now moving on. The biggest news right now, as you can see, let me see if I can lower this one here because it's kind of getting on my nerves. Let me see here. Okay, there we go. So this is the process in some of the places here, as you can see, protests is happening on there. One was in Colorado, and I did an article on that. It's in my archives, as you can check it out on there. So let me see here. Pull that up, you guys. So yeah. So the that one particular was in Philadelphia. Protests on there. There's one just now, 2 hours ago, just 2 hours ago. As nurses read names of colleagues who pass away, and 19. Let me see if I can pull that up for you guys here. This is really interesting stuff. So much stuff happening as we speak, and it's kind of crazy. You try to do a story, and then all of a sudden they all pass. This whole thing just comes up on there. So let me try to do this for you guys. All right. Let's see here. All right. Okay, there you go. Okay, it says nurses read names of those who pass away, and they protest at the White House regarding that. And things spinning because a lot of things happening there. I don't want to play a video. So yeah, so a group of them. This is as we speak on there. So a group of them are speaking outside the White House regarding workers who pass away on there. And what we see right now on their protests on that. Really sad because these people that are in the front lines, they're getting pretty hit hard, and the people who are actually working in these nursing homes and places like that. Speaking about nursing homes, I just had a close friend of mine that had their mom that was in a nursing home during this whole virus thing that broke out. That the person couldn't see them. They wouldn't let anybody see this person, and it was really crazy for that to happen. And so they couldn't visit them, nothing. And that person's mom got sent to ER emergency, and then once it gets to the hospital, not even a family member can go see them. And so the moral of the story, what happened was the person's mom died, and they couldn't see him. And so to make it even more crazier, they went to go see them, try to arrange the funeral arrangements and stuff like that. And they wouldn't let them have a funeral arrangement. But then finally, they said that they could go ahead and have a funeral, but only 10 people on there and stuff. And then going to the nursing home, it's like everybody was wearing one of those masks and stuff like that, which is really crazy. So things are crazy. So what you see here on the Pennsylvania is a protest that's happening there, and there's so many protests that are happening, which is crazy. I believe New York is having a protest as well. But also, I read something on Drudge that they're going to actually celebrate those who serve in the military. Not military. I'm sorry, hospitals and stuff, because they're in the front lines with that, and so it's very hard, with all that. It says a quiet hand conservative groups anti-lockdown protest. Networks to drive up turnout rallies in state capitals. That's protesting on there. So the anti-lockdown, they call it. The biggest one was, as you can see, was the one in Colorado, where this picture here was really. Let's see, I can pull that one up here. Oh, nope, that's not it. Okay, yeah, you can see that. So here's that famous picture here of the person basically protesting a stay home thing in Colorado, and out there is one of the medical um, nurses and people working in their uniforms. So now Gardner. So this is a famous picture right there, as you can see that. So it's this guy's challenging him and arguing or whatever to one of the doctors, not doctors, no, doctors would be out there, um, nurses and stuff like that. I can understand the protests and stuff that to stay at home. They want to start working and stuff like that. But I think my opinion on that is that they'll probably let people go back to work and everything. But I think we're gonna probably have to wear these things. You know, I think that's what's gonna happen. Um, so I don't know. That's my opinion on that. So this one happened not too long ago, as you can see that, and people wearing the mask and stuff. And so there's a big fight over that, protesting, people getting ticked off on there, and so on. So that's happening. A lot of protesting and stuff like that. I think with the protests and stuff, I think people are gonna cause it to actually come down to actually open of the lockdown. I think. I don't know. What do you think? You guys think so too, or just jiving on this stuff? I don't know. But it seems that way, doesn't it? So, all right. So as I search on this stuff and speak, because there's so many new stuff that pops up, more and more just pops up on this stuff, which is kind of crazy. Now here's one that I'm trying to get into, but all this pop-up things are happening and stuff, so it's crazy. It's kind of annoying, actually, right? So that's happening. Another big story that's happening, folks, on this whole thing. Let's just get rid of that. I just want to share on that is have you seen this? You guys haven't seen it. Oil, yeah. So as you know, right now, oil went down really low. So that means our gas is getting real cheap. Reason why also I think it's because a lot of people aren't driving. So, but I noticed over the weekend a lot of people are, going on joy rides. So you may see around your block, especially here in California, people are, even though you have a lockdown thing, people are joy riding. They're going out there and yeah, going out for the ride, taking advantage of the low cost on the oil and gas and stuff. So the article goes on there. It's like I think it's went down a penny a gallon or something like that. The totals keep changing on this stuff. Every time I say one thing and then it changes all that. So it's crazy on what's happening on the gas situation on there. So um, pretty crazy stuff on oil. Oh, okay. Next thing I like to share is this one here. I wonder if I can get that picture here. Okay, there we go. So in the last article, last live thing, I think I mentioned, or maybe I didn't. I don't remember because so much things are happening. This one here, Iowa dispatches the National Guard troops to defend meat plants from the virus. So that's this is fresh off the press regarding that. It says hundreds of National Guard's personnel are being set off in Iowa as the virus sweeps through the meat processing plants in the state. That the accounts of the third U.S. pork supply, Iowa Governor Kim Reynolds says sends forth 250 National Guards to come and help with the testing and trace the workers operated by Tyson Food Incorporated. You know what? They just had one about a week ago or so on, or maybe 2 weeks. I think about a week somewhere in Pennsylvania too. That they shut down because a lot of the workers there were tested positive on there, so they shut it down here. And now in Iowa, this is new. This is a totally on there. So they're sending National Guard. My opinion, if the protest gets even more violent and more crazy, they're gonna end up bringing in the National Guard on that. I'm pretty sure that that's gonna happen on there. So just to give you a heads up, what I think it's gonna happen. Now also, they now they're talking about this virus thing here, and newest thing is that now they're saying that it's mutating, so it's causing different changes on there. So it's evolving in different aspects on there. Inside there shows a picture of the inside of the virus of it changing. So the scientists saying that the virus is mutating, mutated, has mutated into at least 30 different strands of new finds. So this thing is like changing, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. So that's happening as we speak on there. So hopefully that'll dissolve as we speak on that. So what do you think about all that stuff? It's pretty crazy, don't you think? I think so. Very crazy stuff. Looks like we got Penny 46 has come in. Hey, how's it going? Hope you're doing good. Hope you're chilling and stuff. And hope you're doing good. Hope you're making it through this time. Also, I read something about where was this one? It was about Las Vegas. See if I can find that. They were talking about that Las Vegas reopening on Memorial Day, around Memorial Day, which is next month. So I saw that a couple days ago on there. So they say by May, Memorial Day, they want to open up the casinos. So that may happen. I don't know. We'll see. A lot of different places are trying to reopen, by the way. So pretty crazy. Also, I read a article, and this probably changed by now, but they were saying like how a lot of shortage on frozen pizza. Frozen pizza, they had a shortage on that. People are buying mass of those, so they ran out of frozen pizza. And then also, I heard this morning on that they were running out of flour. So I don't know if that's true or not, but someone had a hard time finding flowers. But now the hand sanitizers are back, and so I've heard they're having more things and sanitizers. But then once they coming back, then they're gone again, and just like the toilet paper, they're there and then they're gone and stuff. So it's pretty crazy stuff on there. Also, the earthquakes. There's been some more aftershocks um, on the Yosemite one. That was a new one that happened there. So they just had another one today. It was a 4.0, and that was from an aftershock there. Also, I read that they found a new fault line now. It's not the San Andreas, but it's called the I-State 395 freeway or 395 highway, which is around the desert of near, I think it's Yosemite and um, Mammoth around there and stuff. So they're having some. They have a new fault line that's running through there, so that's not good. So because of a lot of the crazy earthquakes that are happening there as well, so that's something we're gonna have more quakes happening on that situation there, and very crazy on there. So let me know if you guys are having any protests around your area too. Are people really fighting the situation there or not? Or I don't know, but seems like it's happening all over on those things. Oh, by the way, tonight is another meteor shower, so you might want to check that out. It's going to be very interesting on that. And supposedly this week there's supposed to be the asteroid that's supposed to fly by our yeah, meteor shower tonight. So um, they're saying the meteor shower, which would spike tonight, and see here, it's the comet C-1861. So you'll see these bunch of meteorites happening there tonight. So it's crazy. And this time there's a lot of very strange things happening with meteorites and most of the different situations that are happening as well and stuff. Also, they're saying about North Korea, and this happened, I believe, yesterday or I would say last night actually. They he's in critical condition after a heart surgery on that. So there something going on there in North Korea with the situation there. So you'll see that on there. A lot of different businesses are trying to take loans and get loans from. Here's that article. Here it says here are the largest public companies taking payroll loans for small businesses. So they're um, businesses trying to get loans um, to pay their employees on that stuff. Very crazy situation happening on those things. But one thing kind of questions me on this whole thing is that this animal situation thing. It's like, why is it affecting horses and different things? That part kind of weird. It just reminds me of the tiger thing too. Like, why would a tiger be infected? It's kind of crazy. But sure enough, there's a area on a lot of horses being affected on there, which is crazy. Okay, you guys will like this here. So during the whole situation that's happening, there is oops, sorry about that. See if I can make this work here for you guys. All right, looks like it will. Okay, so what you see is Georgia, Tennessee, South Carolina, their move. So they're trying to make where they're trying to reopen hotspots. So they're trying to open up different places like gyms, um, places where people can get their haircuts and different things. Go to different movies, dining again, restaurants. So they're trying to get back to that. So it says that they're trying to reissue this thing where they're trying to reopen the restaurants and stuff like that. So seems like we're gonna have to pretty soon change the title on this to reopen America. So sorry for that. I didn't have a chance to change that, but um, that's happening. Looks like this one just popped up. So yeah, Georgia, Tennessee, and South Carolina. Interesting. I was reading, I think last week when we did this broadcast, or I don't remember if we did or not, but they were talking about shutting down the Burning Man, and different concerts and stuff like that. And then they're talking about shutting down the Fourth of July events. So this whole thing may start opening by next month. I don't know, slowly, but again, I think they'll probably take a precaution on that because they just opened up. Florida just opened up their beaches, so that means these things are about to change on that. So that's I would say that's probably good news happening. Um, as you see in the bottom, that's the if you're just joining in, that's the total of what's happening on there. So total be the actual situation that's happening. As I'm getting a drink of water. Nice day outside. It's really warm outside. Also, I've heard a lot of places they're still having snow. Like Utah and different. And that's very late for having snow, but they're having snow and cold weather and stuff like that. So it seems like this whole weather thing is freaking out too. Let's change that screen there. All right. So a lot of weather changes happening as we speak on there. Speaking about reopening, it says in one article it says that some of the U.S. governors moved to reopen their states, and though the local leaders are pushing back. So again, Georgia, South Carolina. It says the governors announced that they are easing restrictions this week, so they're trying to come up with reopening their state. So if you're in that area of Georgia, South Carolina, and I believe Tennessee, I read earlier on there, so you're in a good spot of having places open again. And also for Las Vegas, if you're in that, they're working very hard to reopen that place. I know Colorado, they're trying to, and they're fighting against that. And oh, this is interesting. But then other places, say the governor allows beaches there closed in uh, March to reopen to public access as of noon Tuesday. So the governments can keep them closed. So Myrtle Beach, Florida Beach, among those are still closed. So the only ones that in Alaska is, I'm sorry, in Florida is being open on that. So there's other places. It says that meanwhile, Rhode Island, those that stay home orders expire May 8th. So it just seems like looking at all this, looks like May is when things are going to start initiating change on there. So whether if they're going to initiate the wearing a mask, we don't know. But also we know that the weather is getting really hot on there. So that's good news on there. So we'll see when these things take effect. So I just wanted to mention these things. These effects that are happening, which is pretty cool. So we'll see what happens on there. Here's this one article I thought you guys want to see. Okay. So that's about it happening today. Looks like you've got most of it, so that's good. Gas is cheap, and the totals are still going, but they're trying to reopen, which is good. And animals, horses being dying and stuff like that. Oh, okay, we got a new person here. Well, John Roberts from Fox caught hot the mic, take off mask because it's not necessary. He said the studies of the UCLA were from facts like common flu. Okay, thank you for the earthquake and stuff. Okay, cool. Very cool. Yep. It's really funny, these masks, they were so hard to try to find, but now it's like you can find them. Very, very interesting, isn't it? I'm just going to look one more time on the charts to see what's going on these totals here. This is Colombia. We haven't looked at Colombia. And then Ecuador. Oh, by the way, yeah, speaking around that place of country there, I read in Guatemala. So there was some, they actually flew back people, United States people, to to be flown back here in the United States. They were coming to Guatemala, and they're flown back because there was 30 cases um, that had the virus, and so they flew them back here to the U.S. as well. And then Hawaii, I just read something on Hawaii that they said that the places there, people are still at lockdown, but they're getting ticked off because a lot of the tourists that are visiting are going to they're hanging out at beaches and all these different places. So it's taking off, basically ticking off a lot of the islanders and the governor there. And so basically, if you can picture this, um, you live in Hawaii, you were told because you live in Hawaii that you can't go out just do these different places because you're on lockdown. But then you get the tourists that go there taking advantage of the vacation, the beaches, and all the different places and stuff like that. So that's what's happening in Hawaii as we speak. And I just talked to a friend of mine, someone who lives in a sort of a resort place here in the States, where they couldn't even enjoy the beaches and different places. But then the outsiders that came in, they're taking advantage of it in, the beaches and all this stuff like that. So it's kind of ruining the people who live there and stuff like that. So that's not cool. That's pretty messed up. So that's happening as well. So looking back here, Vermont, I don't think I mentioned Vermont. It says it surpasses 500, and so this is a new update on there. Let's see here. No, that can't be right. This is Germany reports, but this is not Germany. It just shows you software screws up. Oh, it says Germany on that. Okay, now Wisconsin. Okay, Wisconsin, 630. See, LA. Okay. California's at 6,000 cases. Okay. So it looks like the same on these places here. Nevada. And that's Texas, by the way, 50 new cases on there. Mexico, what is this? Canada, 7,000. Wow. Minnesota, Michigan. Okay, so that's new person there. Maryland. Wow. Here's South Carolina right there. 26. Okay, that's no, actually 210. Sometimes I get confused because the smaller totals are actually new. They're new cases. The ones behind there are totals numbers and stuff. So South Carolina there is one of the places where they want to reopen and stuff. So if I can find Tennessee here. Oh, that's Alabama. Louisiana. South Carolina again. Florida. Missouri. Alabama. North Carolina. There it is, Tennessee. Okay, so fourth person. So that might be a new one on there. So that's one of them places where they're opening on there. So that's pretty much that's happening here on my charts. Hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did, and stay safe and we'll keep you updated regarding what's going on. May want to look at the some of the videos that have been posted, especially on the earthquakes. There's a lot of earthquakes happening on there and stuff. And make sure you guys subscribe. If you guys want to donate, you can hit the link below, and that'll reach you on there. Hope you guys stay safe and be careful. Be careful and watch yourself. And thank you for listening. I'm kind of out of it today, so apologize for that. But you guys just have a safe time, and may peace